88.5 Soufriere FM. It's now 12 minutes after the hour of 10 a.m. in Super St. Lucia, of course, the Eastern Caribbean. Let me just take this opportunity to say a special good morning to you, our listeners, and to welcome you to our house guest edition. It is the 4th of September 2025. And of course, with me, we have Mr. Franklin Solomon, and some persons may have not known who he is. So this is an opportunity for him to introduce himself by just sharing a little and maybe what he favors the most, his role, of course, at the Soufriere Fitness Center.
Good morning, Soufriere. Good morning, St. Lucia. Good morning, the world. I am especially pleased to be here, as for always, and I am especially grateful to my host here. She, for one, has been doing an incredible job for all those years. At this time, I want to speak very directly to what I do. Of course, I coordinate and form the Soufriere Fitness Center, and of course, many persons may see me doing this and doing this almost flawlessly. But I want to express my sincerest thanks to my team. I have maybe by far the most invaluable team at the Soufriere Fitness Center. Thank God for it every day. But most importantly, I want to speak directly to my wife and the value and support that she brings to my ability to manage and coordinate the facility. So again, huge thanks to my team, and especially a special mention of gratitude to my wife. So the Soufriere Fitness Center again is back at it. We're ready to explode and to make fun strides. Our health family fun walk. We are ready to make it even bigger this year. So let me just allow my host to continue with her more direct questions. Once again, thanks for being here. Yes.
You're most welcome. Excitedly, before we even speak about fun strides, let's take a look at gym life. What inspired you to get involved in fitness and community wellness? I know for me, I can say I'm a couch potato.
Well, the blessing that you have is that you may call or deem yourself or dub yourself a couch potato, but you look nothing like that. And I am sure that many persons out there would agree that you look nothing like that. So this is your opportunity to enhance what you already have. So that is, and again, this is the word out there to the general public that no matter what your physical condition might be, it is never too late to get into it. And the last thing you want is to allow a doctor to order you to get into it. And I often say when a doctor orders you to get out there and start a fitness regimen, it's more or less already too late, but they will not tell you that it's too late. But again, whatever it takes to get out there and start an active life, you don't necessarily have to come to the gym. What the gym does is that it forces you to get moving, because when you come into that environment, you see everybody active, everybody doing something, and it also affords you an opportunity to internalize and review where other persons have moved from 1 week to another or 1 month to another. So you see how people are progressing, and that in and of itself serves as an inspiration. So hence the placement for the gym. And we continue to provide the environment for persons to be out there and to come into the gym and enjoy whatever that we provide. And in and of itself, we continue to provide additional equipment and the requisite persons to assist, and those things make a marked difference. As to what inspired me, it had everything to do with my peers growing up. Most of us were into either football or long distance running, or just being out there, So eventually I found myself straying into the gym, and believe it or not, one of the persons who helped me that nobody may remember, but Oswin Louis was the person who took me in. And then I met the likes of Specs, Francis Ale, and Coach Cornelius, I'll say, the likes of T. Francis, and Long, Mr. Long, who is now in Viewfort. Those persons who were working out, and they literally taught me a few things. And Mr. Keith Belize, In record time, I got to the point where they began to admire my little potential. And of course, with genetics from my dad, it made it relatively easy. So, in terms of what inspired me to do it, um, those persons, and of course, by noticing the results that I was putting together in a very quick time, and of course, being around gyms all over the world, this is what, in and of itself, really inspired me to open a fitness facility and to serve my beloved community.
which today's present day is standing solid as a rock.
Thank God for that.
Yes.
Yes,
About the event in itself, fun strive together for fitness and fun. I give it me twist.
no doubt. And this is exactly what it is. It is really fun. And it's a family setup in that this is exactly why we reward the eldest finisher, both male and female, and the youngest finishers. One of the things that we had seen over the years is the Esnad family, where you would see like three generations. So you'd have grandmother, mother, and grandchildren all participated in the same walk. So I'm hoping that we would get those persons back out there this year. That's the likes of Shaka and Antonia, Lisa. It's really a blessing whenever we see those persons on the road, and they all have this history of an active lifestyle. So um, one of the things I want to really quickly mention that persons often forget is that the walk is not just about incentives. So we know that a lot of people they dub our walk as really highly rated and valued because of the amount of support they get on the road, the drinks, the fruits, and of course, when the walk culminates, you have all those eats. There's so much to eat in terms of fruit bowls and jelly coconuts and breakfast and organic breakfast. Very quickly, allow me to big up Hot Lily Boo. That is Leah Popo and what she does. She's going to be back in there with us. Most people really welcome that addition. But the one thing that I think that persons often forget is the fact that Fun Strides has a proper dedicated health aspect to it. So we have a team of nurses and doctors who are there to go as far as assessing persons, cholesterol levels or blood sugar levels and any other um, diagnostic testings that they are able to do on the day, and also to provide nutritional advice. So we have the national nutritionist on location on that day as well. And it's always a blessing. What I love the most is that at the end of the walk, you'd see so many persons. You would think those persons are just too tired to queue up and do their assessments, and that does not happen. So people literally, even after an 8 mile walk, they find themselves queuing up, ready to be assessed by the health professionals. And I am always thankful to God for that.
Definitely. And maybe if I could say, I was able to experience this walk for the first time. Where I got burned for sure with the heels and with fingers, but I was really proud that I continued the journey and I
Yes.
made it to the end. And I even declined, even when the assistance was being rendered. Would you like to come on the truck? I said, no, I would like to.
Phenomenal.
And
That's
then
the
the
soldier.
fun aspect of it as well is realizing that persons put their all into it, and even rain, sun, bad weather,
Yes.
everybody's eager to really come
Yes.
out and make it happen.
And this is what is also very heartwarming when you see persons literally soldiering through the walk, and the walk is such a nice combination of inclines, declines, so hills, flats, and of course you find that it is very very um, that people get a really great sense of achievement whenever they complete the walk. And so I totally understood why you would have declined the assistance, because the sense of achievement that you feel when you complete it, it's phenomenal. So kudos to you. And this is why again I'm saying that your time at the gym would really and truly give you what you want. And we're still waiting on you. We're still waiting on this gentleman over there. um,
I
Yes,
will. Yes, I
yes.
will. I
So
will.
we and I'm going to make that bold declaration, and I'm going to put Fatah on the spot again that I did offer him a 3 months to start off, and I even said I could up it depending on his circumstances, and the same goes to Cabrera.
I
So
will.
I'm waiting on you guys, and it's been years. And every time I see Fatah, he would say, "Boss, I'm coming. I'm serious. I will be there. I will be there." You see that belly, I ought to get rid of it. But I think everything has to do with the fact that he's a tall guy, so it's so easy for him to hide that little belly of his. So he continues to feel like he could get away with it. But again, the invitation remains.
Thank you so much for that. And I will even you had to first under the bus.
I did not mean to. As a matter of fact, you could call it being thrown under a bicycle. So I didn't want you to die. I wouldn't throw you under the bus.
Okay. With that being said, actually, what motivated that idea behind organizing this event?
Yeah. So again, we have so many businesses out there who um, are bent on maybe or preoccupied with just generating revenue, and not necessarily going out there and advocating in the general public. So I find myself in an area of life preservation by way of the nature of the business. So it is not enough to just have a gym and the doors opened and expecting persons to come in to work out or to pay to do it. So I believe that by staging fun strides, what we are really doing is bringing out the awareness, the health awareness, the fitness awareness to the general public. And we are not just doing that, we are giving very attractive prizes to persons to consider joining us and really jump starting a fitness regimen. So, this is the whole idea. The whole idea is to advocate for health and wellness by staging the event.
Thank you. As we speak to health and wellness, why is physical activity like walking or running together so important for our health? As much as we may be keen in terms of what we consume, we have to pair it with physical activity.
Oh, absolutely. And this the evidence in that is in the fact that our forefathers, grandparents, great grandparents lived much longer and more comfortably than we did. So, in as much as we have all the comforts of life, the air conditioning, and we have fast food at our disposal, um, we have cars that we could move around in. Our grandparents were really and truly better off because they walked to almost everywhere and they moved to do things. I mean, the kitchen was outside. When it came to get into the bakery, they did not jump on a vehicle. They had to walk. When it came to going to the farm, most nowadays, mostly every farmer, including those who are not farmers, have an FAR vehicle. So you still had to walk. You have to walk to get to the farm. And a lot of fishermen, they don't just have a boat, they also have a vehicle. That did not happen before. So physical activity has proven to be a necessary ingredient for persons to preserve their lives. It's the best way to take care of your heart. And of course, the food you eat is equally important. And that is half the battle. Your diet is really and truly half the battle. But physical activity is what really and truly helps to exercise your heart. And without a healthy heart, it doesn't matter what other organs you have that are healthy, you are really and truly on borrowed time.
I agree with that. Besides fitness, what are some of the social or even emotional benefits of events like these? When we will look at the entertainment aspect, where yes, you're prized after the activity, but then really we have to look into the core of this exercise.
Yeah, and at the end of it all, the walk in and of itself does not only provide you with the opportunity to become a little more conscious in terms of taking care of your well-being. And this is why we make it a family engagement. This is why we have so much support on the road that mother, father, grandmother, and even kids, children. This is why we reward the very youngest finisher. So you're free to bring your child because we have the support on the road to help you with the child. We have the fire service, we have the police, and we have a team of persons out there to help. So again, when you speak to the social benefits, especially in the gym setting, and I have shifted slightly. Um, I have learned in my humble experience of persons who came to the gym and because they had very, very pressing personal issues and they used it as an outlet. And sometimes you come in there and you find persons you're able to laugh and joke. And there are people who would probably come to the gym not because they really and truly enjoy the physical strain or putting their bodies through the stress of hard work, but because they look to meet certain persons there, they look to speak to people and deal with certain issues that they may have. And I experienced that not only in Soufriere or the North, but everywhere around the world. In Jamaica, there was a lot of that. There were persons who came to the gym and all they did was talk. You'd get them across, different little corners, and they would talk a lot. They would barely do any work, but it helped them, because I've proven not just here but elsewhere that some persons were at the gym and you found out later that they were in fact suicidal persons, and the gym really and truly gave them an avenue to get over that particular struggle in their life. So the benefits are all around, and at the end of it all, you have to do it for you, not just in the name of trying to look good, but you need to do it in the name of preserving your life. And consequently, the longer you're around, it means that the better you are able to take care and support your very own family.
Let's look at community impact. How do you see this initiative benefiting Soufriere and the wider community? Because we've seen it evolve, over the years.
Yes, and I thank Soufrierians for have been the dominant residents supporting this activity, but a lot of people don't know and don't realize that we have persons who come from Castries, Vieux Fort, Monrepo, Soisel, um, Canaries, of course. Quite a few persons come from that there. So really and truly, you get people from all over the island looking forward to fun strides, and they actually would call weeks or months from the activity, and they would ask us, hey, is fun strides on this year again? I trust that it will be, and I say, of course it is. It's our obligation. But the reality is, if people are leaving, Castries and Monrepo, the last time we for a couple of years now, we have a group that would actually sleep at the comprehensive school, or they would camp out wherever, and just to be there on time to start the walk together with everybody else. So the value of this walk is beyond what meets the eye, and I want to take this opportunity to encourage persons to participate, because not because you are likely to win a very attractive prize, but because it is the best thing that you could do for your very own self.
With everything, there were always challenges. You mind sharing with us how best you overcome some of them?
Well, believe it or not, the challenges are more or less a little emotional, and some of them are placed by the participants. Why? Because there's added pressure. Once the walk culminates, there's so much pressure. Oh, to do another one, sir, because we can't wait a whole year for another walk. It has to be before you need to do another walk. But the reality is, it is not just challenging, but it's very expensive. To do what we do on the level that we do it, the types of prices that we give, it is very expensive. And this is why I want to take this opportunity to encourage, corporate Soufriere and maybe even corporate St. Lucia to come on board and, lend us as much of support as possible, because it's a very expensive undertaking. And ultimately, the entire community or even country stands to benefit. So we look forward to help. It's not too late to receive support. We have not finalized the printing of our shirts in terms of the logos on the shirt. We have, of course, a good few, but your company or your establishment, no matter how small your establishment might be, we welcome contributions towards the success of Fun Strides.
With that being said as well, it would be a great idea as early as of now to have various um, support sheets at establishments. So
Mhm.
persons, what we tend to see as well, people wait at the very last hour or minute to register. But if they can buy as little,
Mhm.
as possible, it can actually go a long way. So I'm
Correct.
encouraging persons, you could have it here at the SRDF, you could
Sure.
maybe have at mass stores, where there are a lot of activities for sure. You can place those sheets there and
Yes.
encourage persons to. And I know you do your best as well, even from the town crier aspect of it.
Yes.
So
Correct. So I really appreciate that invitation to play sheets here. We've done it in the past and it has worked quite well. And so I will go ahead and positively consider it and do it. In fact, not just consider it. The reality is we registration is open and we have had a number of persons who have actually registered, persons from near and far. We have had a few who have already come through to register for the walk, and we want to encourage persons to do so as early as possible, because the earlier you register, the more likely for you to get a shirt that fits you the way you want it to fit you. Because some persons register even on the morning of the walk. There are persons coming in and saying, "Hey, um, I'm here to register. Can I still register?" And when they do, they want to know that they get the exact size. And even when you hand the shirt to them, they want to look at it and measure it on the off their shoulders and so on, to be sure that that it fits. And you go like, but how could you be so insensitive in that you're coming in at so late and you're still insisting on getting a shirt that is exact, sometimes even the color, because we use multiple colors. But we are grateful, and I don't want to discourage anybody. We are begging for persons to come in. And so again, registration is open, and we will be at various pop-up locations. So the market, also Marcy, the supermarket, at La Pearl, and possibly elsewhere that we will announce later on. So yes, again, be um, be a little better organized as best as you can to plan and to register as early as possible. In that way, it makes it easier for us. So we know your size in advance, and so we are able to make sure that as best as possible, we give you a shirt that you're happy to wear, because the shirts that we provide are of a very high quality, as you would have seen. Persons wear them all year round. And this is why, as a business establishment, your logo is displayed on the back of persons, and they go all over. As a matter of fact, my sister is famous for traveling to New York with her shirts. So again, we are imploring persons to register as early as possible.
definitely. And even with that being said, I'm happy you made mention of your sister as well. We've seen the family backbone, in support of this initiative as well. And maybe this is your time to also commend the efforts of other persons who really enabled such an execution.
Well, thank you so much for this opportunity. And maybe I would not hear the last of it, in as much as my family does not necessarily um, depend or thrive on being recognized, because that's exactly how our parents and grandparents brought us up. We were brought up on the culture of loving, appreciating, and supporting each other. So, no matter what, my headache is your headache, and this is how we have lived for all those years. And I thank God that we all embraced it the way we have embraced it. And it's one of my biggest assets, one of my biggest assets that I have the type of family that I have, and I have especially the wife that I have, because many people do not know, but my wife is really and truly the person who is preoccupied with the administrative functioning of Fun Stride. She is the one coordinating in so many ways, and it's an absolute blessing to have her as my more or less. Sometimes I feel like I'm the right hand person, and she's the one really and truly in the forefront making it happen. Um, so family, it's an absolute joy and blessing to have them. The Boomshell team, the likes of Clyde Alvon, Maguire, those persons work very hard as well. Vincent Ironman, those persons are part of the mobilization and actual motivational aspects. So they handle the music truck and make sure that things are done in a proper manner to ensure that when you're not able to walk further, these people are there to push you. My team again at the Super Fitness Center, those young ladies work so hard to make sure that things are done properly, even when it comes to getting the walk live on social media. Kathleen in particular works so hard and she takes initiative. So it's a huge blessing to have Kathleen, Nashelle, Gemma, and this year we have the addition of Tamara. So it's not ordinary that I have the team that I have. And the police, it's a little sad that we don't have Mr. Lafayette with us this year, Anthony Lafayette. This gentleman was a phenomenal element of support to Fun Strides. And I know he was just doing his job, but he did it with great aplomb and he did it, with so much intrinsic motivation. And this man, I have always been very appreciative of who he was. So he is going to be missed. I trust that Mr. Rennie will, provide us with an equally or as close as possible capable substitute. So we look forward to that. And not forgetting the fire service, they, of course, have always been there supporting us in a very meaningful way to ensure that persons, have um, that level of comfort, just knowing that the fire service is there. So if there's anything to make them feel like they're in distress physically, those skilled and capable gentlemen are there to make sure those medical experts are there to get them to a facility should anything go wrong at that point. So again, I want to big up the fire service, the police, and everybody else who have consistently made Fun Strides what it has been over the years.
Thank you. With security, crowd participation, weather, advertisement, everything checked, what are you now looking forward to the most? And also, could you share some of the exciting prizes?
Well, with everything in place, what I'm looking forward to the most is an increase in the level of participation. We are very confident that our participation level is going to be significantly greater this year. Um, Again, the event is on a holiday. It is very deliberate and strategically done that we place it on a holiday. So it's happening on the 6th of October, which is a holiday. It's a Monday, and it means that persons have the opportunity to be there. You don't have to um, it does not interfere with your Saturday church or your Sunday church. It is on a holiday, so please, it does not interfere with the children's school. So it means that you really do not have an excuse. You could get the entire family to be a part of the activity. So what we look forward to the most is a heightened increase, very, very highly augmented increase in um, participation. And of course, if I may speak to the prizes, and I don't know if you will afford me an opportunity a bit later to speak to the sponsors, some of the sponsors. I cannot recall everybody, but I could mention some of the sponsors at this time. One of the sponsors who have consistently um, been there with us in a very meaningful way is and Shasney and Jed Mountain, and I want to very sincerely thank them, and I also want to thank Anshasni on behalf of the community, because what they are doing for Soufriere, I don't think enough is being done to speak to um, the value of what they bring to the community. And Shasna does a lot that a lot of people are not aware of. So I want to especially recognize the extent to which they support our walk. They are also coincidentally supporting a boxing program at the gym on a monthly basis, which invites young persons who are marginalized or who may be exposed to what obtained in this community. And what they are doing is deliberate to help with providing those young persons with an avenue to remove from the ills or being exposed to the ills in society, especially nowadays in Soufriere. So I want to say a big thank you to Anshasni and Jid Mountain. Cool Breeze has for many years been of good support to us, and we are grateful for that as well. But right next to Anshasni is um, Sugar Beach. And Sugar Beach has over the years been very, very supportive and have provided a lot in terms of making sure that Fun Strides is done on a very successful level. So I want to say sincere thanks to Sugar Beach, and we trust that they will continue to be a very solid partner in our quest to help preserve life and wellness in Soufriere. Um, Auto Spa, Mr. Ricardo George. Normally, this gentleman would be someone to call me to provide his level of support. Equally, we have Hot Lily Boo, which is Leopopo, and her organic breakfast. I am honestly, it's one of the things that excites me. Her exotic salads and everything else that is related to it, whole wheat bakes. So, this is something that is not ordinary when it comes to Fun Strides Morning. Elevated Construction, which is Mr. Ben Saltavus, he has provided us with support consistently, and it's a huge blessing. Christopher Taxi, I have a joke about Christopher Taxi. I think very quickly, if I may say, this gentleman has been so supportive to so many persons and so many initiatives in Soufriere that we tend to overlook and take persons like that for granted. But he's a close family friend, and I remember last time when he heard of all those sponsors for the walk some years ago, and he had not been approached. He said, "Guess what happened? So you scared of me? Or what going on? You don't see the value in calling me, man. I mean, you don't need my help, man." Just like that, and I thought it was so funny, you know. And without hesitation, he came on board and made sure that he provided his own level of support. Ladera is yet another organization that has been of huge support to us. And so we want to say a huge thank you. And we are trusting that we will receive, again, we have not closed of all commitments from the various establishments out there, but we know that some of them are listening, some of them are aware, some of them have made provisions for Fund Strides. As in budgetary allocations, just to ensure that they support what we are doing because they see the value. And very lastly, if I may speak to not that I'll mention all of our sponsors because there are many of them out there. I just thought I should highlight some of them. But there are a number of silent sponsors, individuals, and some business persons who do not even want a mention. And this is very, very invaluable as far as we are concerned because we at Fitness Center Boomshell Sounds, we do that as well. We don't necessarily look for any kind of mention whatsoever. But there are lots of silent sponsors. Those sponsors will tell you, hey, I'm doing this. I'm doing it for God's sake, and I really don't care, whether or not my name is mentioned. As a matter of fact, I do not want my name being mentioned just leave it as a contribution towards the initiative. We see the value of what you're doing, and I just want to support you. And so I want to say, may God continue to bless and provide for those silent partners, especially, and to all of our sponsors. Again, Yasha, Trubetskoy, and Shasny and Jed Mountain. It's one thing to provide support, but it's another thing to be consistent at it. It's one thing to not just be supporting the Soufriere Fitness Center and Fun Strides, but to be supporting everybody else. And I have not even heard of any story where there is any kind of huge disappointment from calling on and Chastney and Jed Mountain. So again, I want to thank Yasha and Shasney and Jed Mountain for the extent to which they have supported this walk and everything else that they are doing in the community. And I just want to encourage persons to, however you can, show gratitude and appreciation towards Shasney and Jed Mountain, because sometimes it's you don't necessarily want to be rewarded, but if someone just recognizes what you're doing, that's really good enough. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And now for the exciting prizes.
All right. So in terms of our prizes, and I know that you would not allow me not to mention the prizes. So
Yeah, there's one big and bold in red.
yes, so I will speak very quickly to what we have consistently done over the years, and we are going to continue to do. So there will be some small cash raffle prizes. So somebody's going to win $100. Somebody's going to win at least $300. These are all raffle prizes. We are going to have grocery vouchers. Somebody's going to win $100 grocery voucher from Marcy. Somebody's going to win $200. We have top-up vouchers. We have fuel vouchers. We have lunches at hotels. We have dinners. We we are yet to confirm, but we normally do secure it at least a night or two at a resort. And some persons don't even care for bigger prices. They care for little prices like those. They're not small, because there's quite a bit of value in prices like those. We have certain things like equipment, exercise, not equipment, but certain tidbits of gear, gadgets. Bluetooth or wireless headphones, something that you would pay $200, $300, $400 for. There's one that we acquired last year, and it's going to be part of the price. It's actually valued at about $400, and it's going to be out there as one of the raffle prizes. And we have over the years secured a trip to Martinique, but we are yet to confirm this one. But one of the prize that we have confirmed, and as per every year, we have a huge prize, which is a trip to an international destination. So we have in the past had a trip to New York, we've had a trip to England, and last year we had a trip to Canada. So this year we have a trip to Miami. So somebody is going to win a trip to Miami. Now, again, this is not a case where you place first and you win a trip to Miami. No, it is a case where you register, you participate, meaning you start and you finish. So you don't take any shortcuts or take a ride and try and hide and so on, but you need to participate fully, properly. You start the walk, you end the walk. So when you register, you get a wristband. The wristband has a corresponding number to a number that goes into the bag, which is the raffle bag. And then when we culminate, when the race is ended, not the race, but the walk is ended, your name, for each prize, we pull out a number. So whichever number we pull out, that corresponds to the number which is on your wristband, then it actually is the price that you get. Got it? So it's not a race. This is why we do not encourage persons to exert themselves on the route. We're asking you to just participate, enjoy yourself, take your time, do not hurt your joints because it's really not a race. So, one of the other prizes that I think a lot of persons look forward to is a television. We always have at least a 40-inch television, and that in and of itself is what some persons look forward to. I remember very quickly some years ago, a young lady said to me, "You know what? I didn't want to go on that walk, but you know what I really want? I want that TV." And that was Miss Tata Emmanuel. That was some years ago. And she won the television icon. That was so shocking. She said, "I want to win that TV." And she did. She was the only person who spoke to it, and she won it. So again, we encourage persons to come across. We have some persons would tell you that they will never buy a pair of sneakers from Taxi, but we do sponsor a pair of sneakers from Taxi as well. It's one of the raffle prizes, so you're
Wow.
able to get a pair of sneakers from Taxi. So if it's coming from Taxi, it is not any fake. It is not any nonsense. It's good value. All right. So again, these are just some of the prizes. By the time you pay attention to our um, heightened advertising, you will see, look out for our flyers out there on social media. We are going to have an additional flyer that speaks to all of the prizes or as many as possible. And even on the day, we have had cases where a sponsor sends someone to participate and that person comes to us and say, "Hey, you know what, you could give this price or that price, spa treatments, pedicures, manicures, and you name it." So the incentives are endless. And don't forget the extent to which we go all out. And we get from some persons who say to us, "Y'all are giving too much. Y'all are giving too much food. Y'all are giving too much this, and these are too many prices. That's crazy." You know. But what we are encouraged about is after fun strides, you sometimes get or you hear about a walk or two out there. And I always meet a participant of Fun Strides who would say to me, "Mr. Solomon, I went to a walk somewhere in the north or somewhere in the south or somewhere on the east coast. And these people not ready yet. These people have nothing compared to your level of organization, your incentives, your drinks, your food, nothing like that." And, these things warm our heart. And I also understand that a lot of other persons may take up this particular initiative, but the passion that we feel and the extent to which we feel obligated to do it properly, not everybody has that. So, we do what we do because we love it. And we know that God smiles when we go to the extent that we go.
And we do it best.
Absolutely. This is why Fun Strides has been dubbed the best
Mhm.
fun walk on the island.
It
Yes,
is.
it's
It
we
is.
didn't do it ourselves. It has been dubbed, and the evidence in is in what participants experience, and we have had it from persons from all walks of life. Lawyers, doctors. We had a last year. We had a team of doctors from the south who participated, and they were especially blown away. They absolutely loved it, and we look forward to having them on board participating again.
Definitely. And look for the rebranding of Fun Strides to the bottom, the best.
Absolutely. Thank you. We'll charge you with that responsibility, allow you to do that for us. We know that you can. Thanks so
Okay,
much.
then. Thank you so much for that knowledge as well. And as I'm sitting there, I'm bursting with excitement that I am
Yes.
going to register. And could you speak to registration? What is the cost, please?
Thank you so much. So, again, registration is a measly $50. And persons often ask them, "So the children have to pay $50 too?" And we say yes, because the children have a chance to win a trip to Miami. Believe it or not, the child has a chance to win a television. And we've seen it, where a child wins the trip, not a trip, but we had a child one time winning 2 night stay at a hotel in the north. We've had a child win. dinner for two at Sugar Beach. And they get everything else that everybody else gets. Now, let me also speak to the fact that our shirts, between acquiring the shirt and printing the shirt, because you would agree the quality of the print in our shirts is next level. They hold up for years. And the shirt in and of itself is a high quality shirt. These shirts run us about 65 to $70. Okay. That's the cost of the shirt in itself. So we have long sleeves, we have short sleeves, but the shirts in general are about that cost. I'm not really exact confirming, but it's just about that. So when you think about registration being $50, and then you have your drinks and fruit support on the road, and you have breakfast, you have, of course, the medical fare or the health fare aspect, and all of the logistics involved, the cost of doing that. You have a music motivational truck on the road, and you have the chance to win all of those prizes. When you think about it, $50 is zero. It really is nothing. It's a very small token when it comes to the value that you get to participate. So again, we encourage persons, and the $50 is really the last thing you ought to be thinking about. We don't do this for profit. If we were doing it for profit, we wouldn't be giving so much. Absolutely not. And again, we are grateful to the support to the corporate society for giving us all the support that they give us. And when you couple what we receive and the funds, the revenue generated from the participants, it's more or less a case of breaking even sometimes. It's little to nothing that comes out of it. So again, we thank God and encourage persons to participate, to come out in your numbers, young kids, school kids, uh, please. And your level of fitness means nothing. We have seen every year persons come in, just want to participate. They're not fit, but guess what? That's the whole point. You come on board in order for you to assess your fitness level and then be in a position to determine that, hey, I need to jumpstart my fitness. I need to start taking care of me, and I need to get into the habit of walking. This is why we do this. So whether you're ready or not, whether you can or not, it should not matter. Just participate. And there's the reward of being able to win one of the high value prizes, or any of our prizes are high value. So think about it that way. So again, please come out, register. You can register at the gym, um, or you could call me. You could call any one of us. If we I will always have the sheets with me as well. I will have registration sheets. So wherever you see me, you could call on me and have me to register, take your shirt size and so on, give me the $50. And everything is going to be uploaded. And we are going to be in a position where once the shirts are available within a week or two, you will have your shirt long before the walk actually is comes upon us. So again, do not hold back. Do whatever you can to register. Encourage friends, encourage family, and let's make Fun Strides bigger and better as we have positioned ourselves to ensure that it does.
And even you may come out with no prizes at all, just feel that you've accomplished, something great. You took on the initiative, you made the step, and sometimes you make new friends out of that as well.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there are no two ways about that. There's always something to benefit, and rest assured,
Definitely.
um, the intrinsic value of participation is, of course, substantially greater than whatever tangible value you may get out of participating in the walk. So again, you have a multiplicity of reasons to participate, and just go out and do whatever you have to ensure that collectively fun strides, the family health fun walk is a tremendous success.
Definitely. Just before we close, in an earlier conversation, you made mention of Unshasty and that great support for boxing that takes
Yes,
place at the gym.
yes.
Given what we've seen in society, I am yet to ask what other programs or services does the Sophia Fitness Center offer apart from the boxing?
Well, we have very often spoken to silent undertakings. So we also support um, persons who have found themselves eligible or with the potential to represent St. Lucia nationally, be it in football, netball, cricket, or any other sport. Um, what the fitness center would do is we would allow those persons free access to come in to help enhance their ability and give themselves a competitive advantage. So, if, for example, you're a cricket player and you generally are looking to enhance your core, your shoulder, and back strength, then we give you the opportunity to come in and do that. And Charleston and Jet Mountain is also helping us to do that by way of the contribution, the monthly contribution. They give us that opportunity to be able to do so. So this is something else that we provide. We also have a commitment that is the Super Fitness Center to provide support to um, a couple institutions, as in schools, with a certain level of support in terms of their feeding program. Um, the underprivileged kids or marginalized kids at the comprehensive school, for example, their feeding program, we support it. It's something that I don't talk about, but I often put a lot of pressure on the principal not to make mention of it at the graduation ceremony, especially Aftonwood. So between Boomshell Sounds and the Super Fitness Center, um, and I might as well, since I've already let the cat out of the bag, um, the the Boomshell Sounds equally, which is the other um, business establishment that I am coordinating and owning. Every year for school sports. Last year, for example, we actually did 7 or so schools for zero charge. It's not something that I speak about, but I get a lot of pressure to say something, and I'm hoping that not many people are listening right now. But we do it, and of course, fundraisers we do the same. Um, Again, we are happy to do it. It's our way of um, going along the lines of what God would expect of us in terms of giving back. So we do it, and we do it for that fundamental reason. But back to the Soufriere Fitness Center. So this is exactly um, what the institution or the establishment has positioned itself to do, in that we go as far as providing these avenues or these outlets for persons to come in and to have a place where, especially the young person. So the program is not just a boxing program, but it's a boxing and youth development program, which has given itself um, the value and opportunity to those young persons to participate and to build a certain level of discipline um, in order to better position themselves in society. And as if that was not enough, I recently had a visit from Mr. Yasha Trubetskoy, and Yasha made an announcement to afford participants further the ability to participate in an internship program at Anchasney and Gin Mountain. So, these again, this is why I can never stop saying thank you to Mr. Chubitskoy and Anchasney and Gin Mountain, because, what they are doing. And it's very obvious that he's not they are not committed to doing this in the name of just getting recognition, because it's like every time I speak to Yasha, he has something additional to provide in order to support the program. So again, sincerest thanks to them.
It's amazing how so much pour out of this conversation.
Yes,
Um, I'm not sure if you were aware, but then there was a disturbance last night. If you heard anything,
I heard about it. I heard of it.
I heard it. And to put yourself in a calmer mood, you would say that was just fireworks.
Yes,
Yes, for sure. So,
yes.
with that, I am going to ask, are there any special initiatives for youth, for seniors or persons, to get them more engaged apart from, the gym activity, given what has now become a trend?
Well, I personally have positioned myself in waiting and preparedness to partner with anyone. It may be the district rep, it may be a school, it might be a religious organization. I am prepared to align myself to anybody or any institution to help realign our focus. We align the young persons, the persons who find themselves distracted and embracing gun violence or embracing um, anything related to an unsavory lifestyle in society. I'm prepared to partner, and I'm prepared to do whatever it takes. And you notice that I'm saying partner because I do not necessarily. I am playing my role, within my limited capacity to help. And this is why I'm especially grateful to Anchasni and Jade Mountain for taking that lead. So I have partnered with Anchasni and Jade Mountain in that particular regard. So I'm saying further, I am willing to partner with anyone else, political representative or entity, um, religious, educational, governmental, really doesn't matter. I'm prepared to help. I'm prepared to be a part of it, to really help realign the focus of our young person. So, there's a lot more to it than just saying, oh, give the young fellas a job, because a job is just one thing. There needs to be an intrinsic um, effort that is made to speak to the hearts of those guys, because a job is just going to afford you some money, and it's something that may just help you for a short period of time. You need to not just be part of a job, because sometimes you employ the young fellas and all ladies, because there are a few young ladies who are tied to perpetuating what obtains nowadays. So they find them in there. They have the job, they earn a few salaries, and guess what? Because it is not in their hearts and mind, they very quickly become demotivated, and they do not understand that structure of discipline, that need to be at work at this particular time, that need to do my job in a particular way, and that need to respect authority on a consistent basis. So it is not just a case of giving guys $1 or two or feeding them. It has to be a deliberate effort to help them to understand, appreciate whatever value that is out there in being alive, making sure that they're in a position where they could support their family. And it's not necessarily their own children, but just by being in a particular frame of mind and a particular culture, they would also be giving their mother, their father, their brother, their uncles peace of mind, because the persons who participate in those unsavory acts, they really and truly have their families toiling and always very uncomfortable and in distress, and again embarrassment, because some family members are very much aware of who's doing those things and they don't like it, but there's very little that they could do as individuals, and at the same time, some of them can do something to help, correct the situation. So again, the effort has to be collective. It has to be from a governmental point. It has to be the church. It has to be the schools, and it has to be entities like us. So the gym and anybody else, the Youth and Sports Council, we all have to come together and find a very deliberate strategy. And of course, not forgetting law enforcement. So the police needs to be a part of the initiative, and in a very, very telling and meaningful way, they have to be a part of it. So I don't think it's going to happen overnight, but again, there must be deliberate efforts, and it has to start now as opposed to later. Because what we may see is that you might learn of collateral damage, God forbid, and somebody who is totally removed from the melee gets gunned down or killed, or somebody's child, and maybe only then we may find persons coming forward and saying enough is enough. But it doesn't have to get to that point. We can't go ahead if we genuinely care about this community and country as much as we claim to. Then I'm making this appeal and I'm throwing it out there. Let's do it together.
Fine. Well, finally, what message would you like to share with our listeners about health, fitness, and fun? And your final words of encouragement, for those thinking to join Fun Strides.
Okay, so again, Fun Strides has been, it was born out of our effort to ensure that persons jumpstart health awareness and a fitness lifestyle. Okay, a life of wellness. And we did so not just to get you to do it today, but to get you to do it today and to continue to do it, and to not just do it for yourself, but to do it and encourage your family to do it. So your children, your parents, your grandparents, and your spouse, you get them involved, you get them willing to not just do it on a one-time basis, but to do it consistently. So this is why, again, we have found ourselves pushing through with Fun Strides. It is to jumpstart your fitness regimen, your health and your health and wealthy, your healthy lifestyle, in the name of preserving your life and being better positioned to help your family. Because it almost does not matter for how long you're around, but if you're not healthy, there's only that much you could do to help and support your family. So for those inherent reasons, we are begging, yes, we are, persons to participate in this activity and share it. Share the information about what we are doing. Share the information about what we're offering. And maybe you cannot participate personally, but guess what? You can go as far as encouraging other persons. You can go as far as making it known on your personal social media platforms to get the word out there. And this is what we are begging for. This is what we are looking for at this time. So again, I'm begging your platform as well. So whatever opportunity that you have here at Soufriere FM, we are asking that you afford us the ability to communicate the information related to Fun Strides in 2025 to ensure that persons come out and come out in large numbers, because we have provided substantially more. We have positioned ourselves even better so that we could receive as many persons as possible in order to make sure that this is something that is wholly embraced by the entire community and the country as a whole.
Thank you. Would that be your final comments?
Yes. So again, the you are able to participate by going as far as registering at the Soufriere Fitness Center. It is only $50. And once you give your shirt information, as soon as we have the shirts available, we will provide them. We will make good on providing you with a window for collection. The prizes are huge in terms of the raffle prizes. The support is out there. So don't forget, you can win so much in terms of gas vouchers, fuel vouchers, a television, sneakers, and how hotel stays, lunches, dinners, and how could I forget the trip to Miami? It's not just a trip to Miami, but it is something that is obviously going to be etched on the minds of whoever participates in that walk, especially the winner of that trip. You're going to see for yourself.
Yes.
Uh, okay, so again, we want to encourage corporate Soufriere to, it's not too late to come on board and to be highlighted on our dry fit, high quality t-shirts. So thank you so much for having me. And I trust that we will have a tremendous partnership together this year and beyond. Well, as we have had in the past. And again, persons will see the value of this walk and do whatever they can, not for just for them to participate, but to encourage other persons to come out and be a part of this invaluable initiative.
Thank you. Just before we leave, someone asked if they are registering, and of course, it would be the first time, just speak to the route.
Okay, so thank you so much. The route is from the Soufriere waterfront, where we walk up the Sulphur Springs Road. We go across to Myers Bridge and journey from Myers Bridge across to Fossa Jacques, and from Fossa Jacques back down to the beach park. The beach park is where we culminate, and at that point is where we're going to have our fresh coconuts, is where we're going to have our breakfast, organic breakfast from Hot Lily Boo, as well as traditional Creole breakfast. And some persons at that point, before, they would dip into the seawater, take a sea bath, and they sit around and wait for us to go as far as just before that. Of course, you have the health part of it, where persons would do their blood sugar and blood pressure testings, and we would hear from our nutritionist, who would provide additional advice in terms of the way forward based on your body type and your body mass index. So all of that happens at the beach park. This is where we culminate. So
And
waterfront,
just that time, please, sir.
yes, very important. It is 5 a.m. Some persons would be concerned about the day. Some persons they work at a hotel, and they want to participate, but they are concerned about being able to start, finish. So what we do is we have provided some persons with the ability to start earlier than the 5 o'clock. Are we getting that? So some persons may want to walk at 4 a.m. because they have to go to work in the morning at 7. So we do provide the opportunity for persons to start at 4 a.m. and to finish. And what we do is make certain that they do it properly and they still become eligible to participate in our raffle prizes. So this is, again, our deliberate efforts to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to participate. Everybody has a chance to participate. The walk starts at 5. So it starts at 5, and it doesn't matter how much time you take. You could take 3 hours, you could take 4 hours, you could take 5 hours. We are on the road to support you. There are vehicles. There are 3 support vehicles going up and down. Plus, you have vehicles at different points. We have water locations or drink locations. So your Malta, energy drinks, water, fruits, bananas, apples, grapes. We do all that on the road. So I don't know what else we could do to make sure that people participate. You have a music motivation truck on the road. There is just so much to encourage you, coupled with the prizes that you are likely to win at the end of the activity.
For only $50.
Only 50 EC dollars. Yes.
US is also welcome.
Yeah, we will take the US dollars. We'll accept 20 US dollars.
It is now 23 minutes after the hour of 11 a.m. in Surface and Lotion, of course, the Eastern Caribbean. This has been the owner and a coordinator himself, Mr. Franklin Solomon, Soufriere Fitness Center. I have to look at that for sure because I know he's going to
Yes.
hold me responsible, but I will make the effort and show up for sure.
Thank you so
It's
much.
been immense pleasure. House Guest Edition for the 4th of September 2025. And of course, remember, you could register at the fitness center for only 50 EC as well. Keep abreast with the social media pages as well. Follow, like, share, and register at the different points. And you could contact me as well. I will ask for a sheet to share with my circles as well for registration process as well to facilitate in
Yes.
that regard. With that being said, thank you to our online listeners and to you via frequency as well, to the community. It's been immense pleasure. Mr. Franklin Solomon, have a productive day. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. And again, thank you, Soufriere and St. Lucia, for consistently supporting Fun Strides.